Hey, good morning. This is Diary of a Coach, and this is episode 313. 313. How are you this morning? It's the morning after Valentine. How was your Valentine? I hope you were responsible. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. How are you today? Fantastic. So, today is Saturday. Many people may be resting. Some people will be attending weddings. Some people may be attending trainings, different events for different people. Today is episode 313. And this is the last day of our week of being strategic. So, this week we've been intentional, we've been deliberate, we've been cautious, conscious, and we've been, on point. And that's how it's been. So, how has this week been for you? I think for me, this week has been fulfilling. I started something for the first time in my life, and I love the challenge. So this week has been fulfilling. It's ended on a fulfilling note. How has your week been? Has it been on a fulfilling note? Jumoke, please confirm to me that you can hear me loud and clear today, if you don't mind. So today's episode is titled Telling Truth. Telling Truth. Telling the truth. Oh, in neuroscience, especially in emotional intelligence, we will say a lot of messages are lost in transition of truth. A lot of messages are lost in the transition of truth. Yeah, okay, thank you. A lot of messages are lost in the transition of truth. I want you to write that down. A lot of messages are lost in the transition of truth. What that means is, and we've done this many times, for some of you who are management trainers, you will know there's this activity we normally do in training where you will line up a few people as they're seated. You whisper something to one person and they'll whisper until it comes to the last person. And whatever you started with will probably have been lost by the time it gets to the last person. Messages are lost in the transition of truth. However, it is not just the transition of messages that makes messages lost. The thing is that when you tell people the truth, how you tell them will determine whether your message is received or lost. Whether your message is received or lost. How you tell people truth will determine whether they receive it or they will lose it. A typical example, I've met someone who says, I know my wife is right. I know my wife means well. I know my wife is very correct. I know that her intentions are noble, but I'm not going to do it because when she talks to me, she talks to me disrespectfully. I've met someone who says, my husband, even in his silence, I know what he's trying to say. But the reason why I'm not paying attention is because he doesn't care about me. He's not sensitive to me. So many times we claim, I have to tell you the way it is. If I don't tell you, why are we friends? It's because we are friends. That's why I should tell you the truth. I'm your husband. I'm your wife. So I should be able to tell you the truth. Nobody can tell you the truth. And that's why I should tell you, you're my sibling. I'm your sibling. So I should be able to tell you the truth. If your sibling cannot tell you the truth, who is going to be telling you the truth? Let me not deceive you. Or you're my child. If a father or a mother cannot tell the child the truth, who else will tell the person the truth? Truth communicated without assertiveness, without emotional intelligence, without empathy, loses the main message. The person will focus on the attitude and focus on the feeling and lose the message. That's the way we're wired. So if you want to communicate, and unfortunately, even the other way around, it works. I remember that those days when I used to be very flirty, I'll be communicating and I'll be using a lot of endearing words and sharing and be communicating. And honestly, it was irrespective of gender. I'll be sharing endearing words and we'll be gisting, and for almost every reply, I'll drop an endearing word. I found over time that the endearing words became the problem. My recipient would focus on the endearing words and miss the message. So later I'm wondering, okay, why am I getting this vibe, like emotional vibe, like affectionate vibe, like what's going on? And I found that, hey, the thing about the mind is that we focus on feelings, we focus on emotions, we trap emotions. You have to process truth, you have to process logic, but you don't need to process emotions. You trap them. It is from trapping them that you process them. So what that meant is when you're speaking in loads of positive emotions, there is a distraction. Just the same way, if you're speaking loads of negative emotion, there is a distraction. When you're cocky, arrogant, brutish, sarcastic, tough, inconsiderate, the person receiving your message will focus on the emotions and lose the message. On the other hand, if you are too affectionate, too emotional, too loving, too mushy, the person focuses on the emotion and is distracted. Emotions distract us in the place of truth. Emotions distract us in the place of truth. Is that not why we tell people who are not married yet, don't, if you can, withhold sexual intercourse before you get married? That advice came from a place where emotions interfere in the process of truth. And once emotions get involved, it becomes tougher to apply balance in approaching truth. So when people become emotionally entangled, what would have been a civil conversation with logic will become an overreaction, because the expectations will crash. Then there will now be a higher demand on the person's loyalty, the person's sympathy, the person's empathy, and where that is not coming or where there's a misbehavior, the other party feels like, I don't want to do this to you, but I have to tell you, and then there's an overreaction. Either a silent treatment or a screaming match or a malicious behavior, anything. So telling the truth is a good thing, but you must learn to apply emotional balance. You must learn to understand that too much of positive emotions is a distraction. Too much of negative emotions is also a distraction. And that is why in communicating truth, you must be strategic. You must be strategic. You must be intentional about understanding the following. One, what is the objective of this truth that I want to share? What is this truth about? What does it even mean by this is the truth? Number two, what is the most dynamic vehicle to communicate this truth? This person I want to talk to, how have I been able to get the best from this person over the time, over years, over the few weeks I know this person, or the few months I know this person? How can I communicate this message in the best possible way to this person? Number three is, do I really have to communicate this truth? Do I really have to communicate this message? Because sometimes we're even communicating what does not concern us. We're sometimes even we are, for the want of a right word, we are obsessed with wanting to tell someone what we think they need to hear. But the substance of it really doesn't matter. And sometimes we're even bringing information that is stale. We're even trying to tell the truth or try to communicate counsel or advice that is stale. Stale means the very thing you want them to avoid, they've done it. So there's no point just bringing up history. No need. So sometimes you need to ask yourself, do I really need to say this? Or do I need to communicate this? And then the fourth is, What is my plan B? What's my bounce back approach? What is my alternative approach? When I share this information and this person does not take it lightly or does not receive it as I wish they could, what would be my plan B? Because I would love to maintain the relationship even if the person disagrees with me. That's the mindset you need to go into with that. I would love to maintain this relationship even if this person disagrees with me. It is okay for anyone to disagree with you. It's okay. And that's another thing you need to understand. You need to understand that it is okay for someone to say, thank you for your message. Thank you for your feedback. I disagree with you. It's okay for someone to say, thank you for your message. I really appreciate it. And they go on without telling you they disagree with you, yet they will not do what you've said. So it's okay for you to give counsel and someone says, thank you, but no thanks. Because another thing we need to understand is we believe that our truth is the ultimate truth. A big fallacy I found. We believe that our truth is the ultimate truth. We believe that what we want to say is what is universally accepted and universally correct. No, it's not so. I have said this before on Diary of a Coach. Even every episode of Diary of a Coach is only a perspective. I think there was an episode we titled Expert Information is Only an Opinion. There's an episode like that. Expert information is only an opinion. No matter what I share on Diary of a Coach, it is only an opinion. It's a perspective. Because there are several other perspectives to everything I say. My knowledge is limited. And every other person that tells you something, they're speaking from a perspective. So what that tells you is truth in itself is a view of the person that is thinking it and doing it. Truth in itself is a perspective of the person thinking it and doing it. So don't get hooked on to someone by saying this is the ultimate truth. There's nothing like that. So I hope this has added some sense to your resourcefulness, and I hope you can process it and take it to another level. Thank you for watching Diary of a Coach. Today has been episode 313, 313. We're inching closer again to the whole year's worth of Diary of a Coach. Don't forget, you can catch every episode on my YouTube channel. So please go to my YouTube channel, bit.ly/Coach Sam YouTube, bit.ly/Coach Sam YouTube. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't have to stay online real time if you don't want. You just go on and check the YouTube channel and watch all the episodes so far, 313 episodes to date. We thank God. So I wish you a beautiful Saturday. I wish you a restful Saturday. I wish you a good end of week. And I hope tomorrow at episode 314 we hook up again and share another thought, another perspective. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day and God bless you.